Welcome to the Morning Slice.
Say because of the pandemic and everybody having to stay home, they're not able to socialize the way that they would like to, unless they want to pretend this pandemic doesn't exist. um, so they really have to turn to entertainment, whether it's like on social media or TV or whatever. And so now more than ever, artists are in such huge demand, entertainers, personalities, streamers, all of that. Um, Yet like there's not that many like paid opportunities for me right now, right? So it's this stark contrast in demand versus like the support that I'm really getting. Like I'm not.
As an artist, what I hear is that there's a huge demand and almost this expectation that's been created in our society that we will meet that demand, even if we're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling resourced to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the
Yeah.
promise that, like, maybe you'll be resourced after you do this. Like, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. But either way, they're doing it for fun, right? Like
Right. Because, like, oh, well, how great it must be to create art all the time. And,
yeah.
yes, of course, it's great to create art all the time. But, you also got to eat. You
And
need
it is unfortunate that we live in a society where this idea of a starving artist is the norm.
yeah.
Like that it's romantic to suffer for your art and to not be able to eat because you're so desperate to try to manifest your art.
We have this culture where somebody could look really shiny on a platform like Instagram as though they
Mhm.
may have transcended this starving artist ideal,
Mhm.
but that
Yeah,
cannot very often be just an image.
absolutely. It's a hard one. It's a hard one for sure cuz I feel I can see the demand and I feel the need to kind of fulfill that and be a part of the conversation people want me to be a part of. But at the same time, I have to protect myself and be realistic about what I can put out. Like, I'm not going to start a TikTok just because I know people would like me to. I'm learning video editing and stuff like that. I'm making content for Patreon right now.
Nice.
So it's an exclusive platform for people who are invested in me, to be able to see my work, see what I'm up to, see what the behind the scenes and everything, and to learn more about me. Because something that I'm conscious of is like I can't give myself completely away to the public when like the pub, like likes and follows don't pay my bills. And I'm not a clout chaser. Like I'm not doing this just because like that fuels my ego. Like that's not what drives me. Um and for me it takes a lot of energy to stop everything I'm doing, my creative process, to pull up a camera and figure out the lighting and make it look good and capture it and explain to people. Like I don't like doing that process. So if I'm going to do that, I only want to do it for the people who really care and who really want to know. Um, but still make it, accessible. Like you can pay $5 to join and see all of these videos. Not all of them, but like each tier has its own different, content that it gets. And so that's kind of where I'm trying to find my navigate and figure out like the future of what will be my sustainable future. I always wonder like what art would look like if it didn't depend on having it being sold. I
Mm,
think that really influences the product when like we have to also sell the product, right? The fact I'm calling it a product, right? Like that's,
right.
I think that's something to really think about, is like that um with the way that our society is structured right now, if I'm not making money off of my art, then I can't really make art, right?
Right.
So when it's such a direct relationship there, um people can take that in different directions, right? Like how many people like kind of competitively make art for the sake of making money, that art money, because sometimes that art money can be good, right? Like if you get the right intersection of like ideas or colors or whatever and like really kind of tickle people in a certain way, you can make money off of it.
Yeah.
But what if your art's not like shiny, or like it's not just about pleasure and like luxury and all those like things that might attract people? Like I'm thinking a lot about like what my art would look like, outside of, capitalism. That if I didn't have to sell this as capital, what would it be?
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of times where I'll make something, or I'm thinking about making something, and then it crosses my mind like, oh, that would be impossible to ship. If I can't ship it, then I can't sell it. And then I'll stop right there and never even create the piece.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's like what I used to do, but I'm thinking about it now because I'm like, wow, like how many things did I not never manifest because of that?
Yeah. It's providers, creators that connect us to something bigger, something divine, like art does.
Mm-hmm.
As a society, I think we need to put a little bit more of our attention into funding, supporting those pursuits in a real, appreciative, intentional way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling.